Hello guys, so recently my ego has been through the roof and I've been watching a few of my YouTube videos. That is a joke. My ego's not actually through the roof. I think, at least. But I've been watching some of my YouTube videos and I've come to realize that it's been at least over a year since I've done a freaking tier list video, or ranking video. So, for this video, I am going to be ranking all the Super Brains in Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. After over a year of waiting, you finally get another ranking video. Are you guys happy? I know no one asked for it. I know no one said they even liked this, like, sort of series on my channel, but it is what it is. I get views for making content, so like always, I'm in the background footage. I will be playing against AIs, just so that I don't accidentally start lagging all over the place. And, well, yeah, let's just get to the ranking now. Alright, in number 6, we have Electro Brainz. Now, every time I use this character, which is not much, every time I use him, I swear on my life, whenever I'm using my melee attack, they just don't want to hit. Like, and even when they do, it just barely does any damage. Like, right there, it did 6 to 12 damage. That's not good for a Super Brains, bro. Now, he does have arguably the best beam in the entire game, out of the whole Super Brains class. But other than that, he's just not a good character to use. I really don't like him. Was it the electric ability on a melee character does sound good on paper, but the thing is, they ruin it by once again, like, lowering his damage to 6 to 12 or, like, 17. That's not really good for his Super Brains. Now, yeah, he does have a high DPS, but that's DPS. That's damage per second, not actual damage. So, that's all I have to say about Electro Brains. It's not a good pick for Super Brains to main. Other than his beam being really good, he's just not a character you should use. So let's go to number 5 now. In number 5, we have Tiberius Toaster, aka Breakfast Brains. I couldn't remember the name for a second because I always refer to him as Tiberius Toaster. But, so yeah, this character is not bad, but he's not really good either. Like, yeah, sure, you can play Patty Cake Baker's Man, or you can go all freaking Raiden from Metal Gear Rising Revengeance on people, but the thing is, this character is just so awkward to use, in my opinion. Like, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, but I feel like he just shouldn't exist, bro. I don't know why. He's like Electro Brains in a sense, where he doesn't really have high damage output, but he has a high DPS. And his beam, or, well, I guess I call it a pulse because it's not really a beam, but I don't like it. I don't like it. It's so awkward to use. Now, one cool thing about this character is that whenever you get a kill with him, you get, like, a slight, speed boost? But that's pretty much, like, I don't know. It doesn't really help you. It's just a speed boost that lasts for, like, 2 or 3 seconds. It doesn't make him any better. But, yeah, that's it. I'm starting a lot today. But, yeah, Breakfast Brains is just, you can use him if you want, but there's definitely better Super Brains out there. So, yeah, let's go to number 4 now. In number 4, we have the regular Super Brains. Now, I'm sure a lot of people were expecting a different Super Brains, and I know exactly which Super Brains that is, but in my opinion, number 4 would be the regular Super Brains. Now, it's like Tiberius Toaster, kind of. It's not that he's bad, but there's just other Super Brains that you can use out there. He's not awkward to use or anything. He's definitely a good starter character, that's for sure, but once you start to get other Super Brains, not Electro Brains, he's just not someone you'd want to use, honestly, unless you're just trying to, like, level him up or something, or maybe you've just gotten too used to him. He has a good damage output for his primary. His beam just still is not good. It doesn't do enough damage, in my opinion, and overheating on it is ridiculous. Like, it only lasts like 3 seconds until you enter overheat, and then the overheat lasts way too long in my opinion. I hate it so much. I don't know what they were thinking with this. Now, thankfully in BFN they completely removed the beam and replaced it with Flying Fist, I think it's called. But yeah, he's a mediocre character. You can use him if you'd like. It doesn't really bother anyone or something like that. Uh, yeah, I guess long story short, I'm just saying he's a mediocre character. Like, he's not bad, he's not overpowered, he's just super brains. So yeah, let's go to number 3 now. Okay, so for number 3, this is of course a TVX cookie tier list. So you know, whenever there is a regular character, you know their party character counterpart is going to be in the next tier or rank, because again, all party characters are just their regular counterparts, except they do like 1 or 2 less damage, I think, and they also have party meters. Now, for party brains, I can't really tell the difference between his damage and his regular counterpart, but I definitely think he's a big step up from regular super brains. He does a lot of damage. Whenever you're in party mode, his beam, sure the beam's overheating is still terrible, but it makes the damage worth it whenever you're in party mode. And yeah, he's fun to use. I don't really have anything else to say about this dude. He's literally, yeah, other than that, he's literally just a much better version than regular super brains. So let's go to number 2 now. Okay, so number 2 is gonna piss so many people off, but to be honest, I think Cosmic Brains is one of the best super brains in the game. I do not care what people say, this dude is so fun to use, and if you do use him correctly, he is actually really good in my opinion. It's just that people don't really give him a chance, in my opinion. I'm sure people have tried giving him a chance, but again, this is just my personal opinion. You don't have to like track me down or find my IP address or anything like that just because I think he's the second best super brains. But so, here's why I think he's the second best super brains. So, I mean, number 1, you can send people to the freaking dark dimension where they cannot be revived. Number 2, I think he has one of the best beams in the game. I don't know why. It just feels really good to use, and it feels much more accurate than a regular beam. I actually think it's way better than, was it Electro Brains' beam. I think he has the best beam in the game. That's gonna piss a lot of people off too, but it's the truth. That's what I think. I think he has the best beam out of any character, or not character, any super brains in the entire game. Now, I know he does run good with super multi-ball, but I still prefer to use guided ultra ball because, I mean, I don't really use ultra ball in general, to be honest. I kind of just use super brains himself, but that's kind of off topic. And I do like his damage too, because you can just like spam the uncharged version, and then once it's not charged, or I'll just shut up. I don't even need to. I don't want to say anything anymore. But yeah, you can just spam the non-charged version of his melee, and then once a plant is low enough, you can then charge up your primary, and you can send them to the Shadow Realm where they will never be seen ever again. So yeah, that's basically just Cosmic Brains in my opinion. I think he's a really good super brains. So yeah, let's just go to number 1 now. Bro. Number 1 is Toxic Brains. What'd you expect? It's Toxic Brains. He's like one of the best characters in the game. Like, who else would you think would be a number 1 for this ranking? Anyways, have a nice day.
Are coming.